Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Scrabble J by Palfly Kampling. So we actually are a mean mini, which is a variant of our 6x6. So in each row, each column, and each box, we're placing 6 of the digits from 1 to 9 once each. So we're going to be picking exactly 6 digits from 1 to 9, maybe 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, for example. We need to pick 6 of them. And those are the digits we're going to use for the puzzle. Now, the key here is we can't just pick any digits. Only one set of digits is going to solve this puzzle. So that means that we need to logically deduce what all of the digits are going to be. In addition to that, we have arrows. So arrows in the grid attached to a circle. Digits on an arrow, sum to the value in the circle. Now, you consider this to be a separate arrow. That just happens to share the same cell as the circle. So they don't affect each other than having the same sum. So if this was, for example, 1, 2, 4, then this could be a 7. That's allowed in this puzzle because we're a mini. And then this would also add to 7. So we could do like, I don't know, 3, 3, 1. So that would be one way we could fill this. And it would mean that we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 as some of our digits. All right. In addition to that, we do have sandwich sums. So we have these digits outside the grid. They give you the sum of the digits that are placed in between the lowest and highest digit in the row or column. Normally we'd say like 1 and 6, but we don't know what the lowest and highest digits are that we're using because we are using 1 through 9. So we need to first deduce what are the lowest and highest digits in the puzzle. And then between those, we'll have the sum of 12, 11, and 9. So let's just say that 2 was our lowest digit and 8 was our largest digit. And this was 2, 8, like that. Then that would mean these two sum to 9. We could do, say, 4 or 5, like that. And so between the 2 and 8, and I guess we could just say this is 7 and this is 6. So 2 is the lowest digit, 8 is the largest digit. Between them, we have 4 plus 5 is 9, and that's our clue. All right, and that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. All right, so I can actually use some 9x9 tactics for our arrows, 3-cell arrows. Normally a 3-cell arrow and a 6x6, not super interesting because the only option is 1, 2 plus 2 plus 3 is 6. But I mean, we know we have to have an 8, by the way, as one of our digits. So we can definitely get higher than 6. We can go up to 9. But one thing that's interesting is we can't ever exceed 6 on this arrow. If we tried to put, say, a 7, the lowest we could do is 1, 2, and that would add to 10, which doesn't fit in there. In addition to that, we always need at least two digits from between 1, 2, and 3. From 1 to 3, right? So we could have, say, 2 and 3 with a 4, that adds to 9. Or we could do 1 and 3 or 1 and 2, right? We need at least 2 from 1, 2, 3. The reason for that is if we didn't, this 2 smallest digits, so we could make it as small as possible with a 1, but then we're evicting the 2 and 3 because we're saying we don't have 2 from that. It would be 4 plus 5 is the next lowest, which would add to 10. So there are definitely 2 digits, at least, between 1, 2, 3. At least 2 of them are present in this puzzle, and then also the 8. Now this is going to sum to at least 6. So it's 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, how are we going to do this? Sum of 12. We know we need an 8. Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry, this is our intro. I just noticed that. We need an 8 in this column. And this 8 says not here. We know 8 is one of our digits. And the 8 says not here. So there's an 8 somewhere in here. But remember, the max digit is 6. So actually, this does sum to 8. Now, the sandwich here is interesting. I don't think the sandwich can have 8 as an end here. Because if 8 was one of our ends, then that would mean we're either putting, say, the lowest digit. Let's just say lowest digit was 1. We'd put the 1 here, and then this would have to be a 12. Or we put a 1 here, and these two would add to 12, meaning that this should be 13, not 8. So we must have a 9 somewhere in the grid, which is going to end up down here. And the 9 is going to be the end of our 12. That's pretty neat. I like that logic. Now 8 actually maxes out at 5. These are from 1 through 5. And it must have a 1 on it. If we omit the 1, we're 2, 3, 4, which has to 9. So our digits are at least 1, 8, 9. We know 1, 8, and 9 are 3 of our digits. And so the 1 is the other end of my sandwich. So let's think about that. I don't need 1 through 5 there. If this was our 9, then at least these two... Well, okay, this could be 4 with a 1 here. So yeah, that's one option. If this was a 9... this could be 4 with a 1 here. But because 8 is in our sandwich sum, let's see. Is 8 always in our sandwich sum? Yes. Because 9 is down here, 8 has to be in our sandwich sum. The only way to avoid that would be a 1-9 pair here, which would make it a 0, not a 12. So 8 is part of our sandwich sum, meaning we need 4 more. And there's only one way to get 4, a singular 4. Because if we try to do 1 plus 3, the 1 is part of the sandwich end. It cannot be in the middle of the sandwich. So... this 8 is surrounded by a 4, either a 4 here or a 4 here. If the 4 were here with the 9 here, and this was our 1, these would add to 5. This would be a 3. So that's one option. So basically this is 1 or 4. I guess is one way to put that. If this is 1, this is a 4 with a 9 there. See, I don't know if I can do more with that right now. Okay. Oh, right. This 8 also tells us we need an 8 in this row, which has to end up right there because it can't be on this. Now here, we could do like 2, 2, 4. So we don't have to have a 1. 2, 2, 4 would, of course, introduce the 2 as another digit. We have 3 more digits we can grab. So I'm not sure what to do with this right now. Oh, this can't be a 9, because where would we put 9 in this box? Another way to put that is we know 9 is one of our digits. It has to end up down here in this box. It can't go on the arrow. And so this is our 9, making this 4 and 1, and now this is 3. And we don't know what we finished the column with, because we don't know the last digit. We know we have 1, 3, 4, 8, 9 now, plus some mystery digit, which I guess I could call green at the moment. So we know green is on one of these two, and it's not 1 or 3, or it's not 1, 3, or 4. So if it wasn't 2, it's minimum 5, which I actually... We wouldn't be able to use a 2, though. Okay, so if there was a 5, let's just say here, if there was a 5 on this arrow, these two would need to sum to exactly 3. The only way for 2 digits to sum to 3 is 1, 2. But now we have introduced both a 2 and a 5 as new digits, and I only get 1 more new digit. So that's not actually going to work. Therefore, green is 2. Ooh, wait, no. Green could be 6, right? This could be 6 with a 1, 1. Okay. So green is either 2 or 6. See, if green was a 2, these would add to 6. We could easily do 3 plus 3. Actually, that's the only way to add to 6. We don't have 2, 4. We don't have 1, 5. So interestingly, yeah, that means if this is a 6, then we need 1 plus 1. So this would be a 1. This would be 1 with 6. And if this is a 2, we'd have a 2 down here, and we would need the 3 and the 3. That's kind of interesting. I don't know if I needed to case check that, but... Okay. Is there a sandwich I can do? Like the 11 or the 9? 1 is part of our sandwich. We can't go to the right because, 9 is the other sandwich end. How am I going to add to 9 in the middle of that without using the 9? So we're going to go this way, and we need at least 2 digits to add to 9. So this is our 9. And then these two add to 9. So how are we adding to 9? Maybe we could have thought about that even in a void once we had this. Anyway, how are we adding to 9? Well, we could do 1 plus 8, I suppose. Oh, no, we can't use the 1. Sorry. So we can't do 1 plus 8. We can't do 2, 7. We're missing at least one of those. And since we can't do 2, 7, that means we're not introducing the 2. Well, no, hold on. None of these add to 9, right? Yeah. That's what I'm trying to prove. 2, 7, 3, 6 is possible if green is 6. 4, 5 is not. Because we just proved this can't be 5. Okay, that's interesting. So this actually has to be the 3, 6, meaning this is a 6. And this has to be 6 plus 1. Yes, this is a 1, 6 pair. Okay, and I don't need to call 6 green anymore. There we go. Okay, these 2 digits are a 2, 5 pair. These 2 digits are a 6, 9 pair. Nice. And these are 1, 2, 5. That's not a 1. Okay. These 3 digits are a sorry, the missing digits 1, 3, and 4. The 1, 6 pair says 1's not there, so that's our 1. Oh yeah, and this is 3, 4, 9. Okay. Why did I say 5 here? 5 isn't one of our digits. Instead of 5, I probably meant another digit. 4, maybe? 1, 2, 4. Yeah, I think no. There's no 2 either. What? Oh, I must have been thinking 1 to 6. I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry. The 2 digits left. We have 1, 3, 6, 9. So these are 4, 8. Okay, so that's 8. I don't know what happened there. That's 3 and 4. So this is 1, 4, 8. The 1, 8 tells us this is 4, and then this is 1, 8. That solves a lot more cleanly when you use the correct digits. That's a 3. 3 in the corner, emitting confetti here. This is I wanted to say 2. I think I must have scanned from the bottom and just found the first 3 unused digits. Anyway, that's not how that works. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. Okay, this is 6. I'm gonna have to use this 11, I'm sure. I don't think the 9 can be. Can the 9 be? How are we adding to 11 with these digits? I think that's the question I want to ask. What do they add to all together? 1, 3, 4 is 8. 16. They add to quite a bit. 16 plus 15 is 31. So they add to 31. I don't think that helps me. How do I want to think about 11? Let's start with the biggest digit. So if we use we can't use a 9 to add to 11. We can't use the 9 or 1, so that helps me. We are using these 4 digits to add to 11 somehow. 8 plus 3 is 11. That's one way to do it. So I can do it in 2 digits. Can I do it in 3 digits? If I were to use, let's see, sorry. Let's prove that's the only way to do it in 2 digits first. I'm just going to green these. So using the 3, we would need 3 plus 8. Using the 4, we need a 7. That doesn't work. And then using the 6, we need a 5. Okay, so 3 plus 8 is the only way with 2 digits. With 3 digits, I would need, with the 3, I would need to add to 8, which I can't do. With the 4, I would need to add to 7, which I can't do. With the 6, I would need to add to 5, which I can't do. Okay, so I think it has to be 3, 8. 3, 8's the only way we're adding to 11. And so the 8 can't go up here. It needs to be in our sandwich. And then the 1 tells us this is 3, 8. Okay, perfect. That's 6, 8. We got our 6, 1. This is 4 or 9. In fact, we just need... Here, let's get rid of this. Oh, this has to be the 9, right? Because we need the 1, 3, 8, 9. I could have filled the 9 also. That's 4 and 9. These digits are the 3 and the 4. Okay, so that's 3, that's 4. So up here we need 1, 9. This 1 tells me that's 9, 1, 6, 9. Down here I need 3, 6. All right, and we're done. Neat puzzle, Palfly. Of course, Mean Many always adds a little bit of time just to, because it, I'm glad I recovered from that mistake of penciling, but yeah, just even remembering what the 6 digits are once you have them can be tough, just like referencing this column all the time. All right. Well, neat puzzle. I enjoyed that. That was neat. It ended up being 1 and 9 for our sandwich, which is the typical sandwich ends for 9x9 puzzle. That's interesting. We got to use some 9x9 logic on our arrow as well, which was nice. Cool. Well, hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.